Jesus went to the Mount of Olives, but early in the morning he arrived again in the temple area. And all the people started coming to him, and he sat down and taught them. Then the scribes and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in adultery, and made her stand in the middle. They said to him, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the very act of committing adultery. Now in the law, Moses commanded us to stone such women. So, what do you say?" They said this to test him, so that they could have some charge to bring against him. Jesus bent down and began to write on the ground with his finger, but when they continued asking him, he straightened it up and said to them, "Let the one among you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." Again he bent down and wrote on the ground, and in response they went away one by one, beginning with the elders. So he was left alone with the woman before him. Then Jesus straightened up and said to her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" She replied, "No one, sir." Then Jesus said, "Neither do I condemn you. Go, and from now on, do not sin anymore." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
In this Gospel, we see a few things. One of them is we see the compassion that Jesus has for the sinner. In this case, for this woman. The compassion that he has for this adulterous woman. And we also see this group that is starting to ask questions, and they want to see how Jesus will solve this problem. And we see Jesus starts to write with his finger. Maybe he was writing the sins of all these men. We don't know, because we don't know exactly what he was writing. We don't know what he was writing. But one thing we are certain is that all these people started to live one by one, and they went away. No one condemned this woman. This, we have to learn that all of us are sinners. All of us are sinners. We are sinners. We have to have compassion towards others and towards ourselves. And we have to recognize ourselves sinners before God. And we have to ask for forgiveness. We also see at the end of the Gospel that Jesus tells this woman, "Neither do I condemn you. Go, and from now on, do not sin anymore." We heard many times that God loved us the way we are. He loved us. There is no question about that. No one doubts that Jesus loved us. No one, because in fact, he loved us. But he demands one thing. He loved us how we are, but he demands one thing, and for that is to go and sin no more. That is, we need to aim, we need to work to be better people. We need to avoid the sin that we commit continuously, and we cannot put our eyes on our neighbor's sins, but we need to focus on ours. We need to refrain ourselves from seeing only the sin of my neighbor, and we need to be compassionate, and we need to accept that we are also sinners, that we need the mercy of God. Because if not, we are going to be like these men, like all these men that were there. They want to stone this woman. And Jesus said, whoever is without sin, be the first one to stone her. And no one had the courage to be the first one, because all of them were sinners, just like us. We are all sinners. But we need to recognize that we are sinners and that we need God's mercy and God's compassion.